Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Satisfaction Saturday. We're right at the last day of the week, and God is still doing great and marvelous things. I hope you are praising Him and thanking Him. You know, it's important to know the importance of praising and worshiping God. Today in Psalm 85, verses 8 through 13, the New Living Translation, we hear something so powerful. The psalmist writes, "I listen carefully to what God the Lord is saying, for He speaks peace to His faithful people." Notice how the psalmist starts out. He says, I listen carefully to what God is saying. You know, too oftentimes we don't give our undivided attention to what God is saying. Have you ever been involved in a conversation with someone? You're twiddling your fingers, you're playing on your phone, you are distracted, but yet and still you say, "Oh, I hear what you're saying." Well, it gives the person who is talking the belief that, yeah, you might be hearing me, but you're not really listening to what I'm saying. You know, too oftentimes you and I, we don't give God our undivided attention. We don't listen carefully. We listen sort of haphazardly. We listen while we're doing something else. You know, have you ever thought about it? It's pretty rude to say that I'm talking to God, but doing something else at the same time. You know, when we say God is so important to us and He means so much to us, He tells us here in the Psalm, He says, I listen carefully to what the Lord God is saying. Why? Because He speaks peace to His faithful people. You know, hear what the text says. He speaks peace to His faithful people. You know, I oftentimes ask myself the question, God, how faithful am I to you and to your word? You know, all of us, we talk about faithfulness. We're faithful to our spouses. We're faithful to our children. We're faithful in our giving. We're faithful in our living. But really, how faithful are we to hearing what God is saying? You know, if we are faithful to hearing what God is saying, the text says that He speaks peace to His faithful. That means you and I will not go up in a tizzy. We will not get caught up in a frenzy when something doesn't go according to our plans. We don't fly off the handle, as people say. We won't find ourselves doing all those things. Why? Because we put our faith and our trust in God, and we're giving Him our undivided attention. And you know, the text goes on to say, surely His salvation is near to those who fear Him, and the Lord will fill them with His glory. It is the unfailing love that God gives to us. It is His righteousness and His peace that almost kiss us and meet us where we are. This text begins to remind us that truth springs up from the earth and righteousness smiles down from heaven. The Lord pours out His blessings upon all of those who will give Him their undivided attention, who will make sure that they're hearing from God, because God will prepare and God will order our steps. It is oftentimes that we find ourselves walking and trotting down paths that we don't need to travel because we haven't heard from God. But if we could do like the old songwriter said, just a little talk with Jesus will make everything all right. Today, I hope you and I will take the moment, will take the time to have just a little talk with Jesus and know that He is the one who needs to do all the speaking, and we just give Him our undivided attention. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. We'll look to see you tomorrow morning at our virtual service at 7 o'clock a.m. and our in-person worship service at 9 o'clock a.m. May the Lord bless you real good, and we'll look forward to seeing you then.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.